Good evening, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are. My name is Julian Galvis, and if I have not met you, it is a pleasure. The pleasure is mine. If I have met you, and you already know what time it is, this is the Saturday Coffee Break. Another episode of the Saturday Coffee Break. Excuse me. That's always good. Detachment. Detachment. What do we mean by the word detachment? Well, when I think of the word detachment, I always think of, if you have, let's say, these two things are together, or let's say they're glued together, or like they're just stuck together. You detach yourself from it. Detachment of the two. Okay. Now that's in the physical sense of detachment, but the kind of detachment that I am speaking of is more metaphorical. Okay. Now, if you're like me, or if you're like anyone else in this modern world, okay, then you have a cellular phone. Okay, you have a cellular phone, and you use technology. All right, whether it be for work, for entertainment, for whatever, you use your phone. We use technology, right? It's what has brought us forward into what we are now. You know, into the advancements of our nations and our people, right? Of the human race in general. Okay. But what I'm going to be talking about right now, okay, for this first example, is the phone. Detachment. For the past 2 months, I've been posting every single day, okay, on my social media platform, okay, every single day on Instagram, doing my videos, my reels, the workouts, all that good stuff. And for me, I was like, okay, right, this is about consistency, discipline, everything. And I'm not saying it was a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. But what I noticed was there was a dependency on technology, on the use of technology with social media. I was always checking it, always going on it. And then what happened was my data ran out. There was a data usage warning, and then it just completely ran out. Okay, the data just completely ran out. And I couldn't really use my phone at all. Okay, and this and I couldn't use it for 2 weeks. So pretty much I had 2 weeks of not being able to use my phone, not being able to post my workouts every day. Okay, and I just decided, this is actually a good thing because now I am forced to detach myself from this device. Even though it was used for a good thing, I still became addicted to it, bottom line. Now I was forced to detach myself from this, you know, and I didn't even know that I had become so attached to my phone, to the use of technology. I had no idea until that point. I tried to justify the usage of my phone. I was saying, okay, it's just for working out, for doing this every day. But I found myself just going through the filters and the clutter and everything, and just seeing who liked it, who's looking at it and everything like that. So anyway, when the data ran out and when I couldn't use my phone and I had to use this right here, my tablet, I realized that life went on. Life definitely just went on despite, me not using my phone as much, me not going on the internet as much, and even to the point where I'm limiting myself every single day to a certain amount on my social media, or at least I'm trying to. I'm in the very beginning stages of doing so. I've had a pretty good success, still room for improvement, but hey, we're off to a very good start. So putting the phone aside, where like I was saying, we realize that hey, life goes on without this attachment. When we detach ourselves, from, for example, the cellular device. I always have a hard time saying that. Excuse me, 1 second. We realize life goes on when we detach ourselves from the things that we have become attached to. You know, and the thing is, the initial break, right? The initial attachment, the initial break, whatever it might be. Okay, whatever it might be, job, house, relationship, phone, you know, um, routine. If you had a drastic change in your life, you were attached to it, and then just boom, We got ripped apart all of a sudden. We realized that life goes on. Life will go on despite being detached from something that you became attached to. Now, I've heard this term buzzing around in the red pill manosphere, quote unquote, community, see from YouTubers, like talk about, I don't know, men's dating and whatnot, right? And they talk about the term one-itis, okay? And when they talk about one-itis, they're talking about, relationships. Now, in this video, I'm not talking about relationships, I'm just hinting at other things, but when they talk about one-itis, they're talking about being attached to one person, whether it be a male, female, just your significant other. And you think that this person is the only person, right, that you will ever find that has all the qualities you want, all this stuff, right? You become completely attached to that person, Now, I'm not saying with like every relationship that you're in, you should just be a stone cold son of a bitch. No. But there is a lesson to be learned about the detachment, right? The examples I'm talking about with my phone technology, that if by some, tragedy, you and your significant other were to break apart, life would go on. It would suck. It would hurt. It really would. Especially if it's a good relationship or not even a relationship. Maybe a family member. Maybe like your job. Maybe whatever. And there was great importance that you attached to that person, and especially if it's family. Like let's say it's your mom or dad. Of course you're going to be attached to them. They birthed you. But at the same time, we need to realize that once that attachment has become detached, life has to go on. We can honor our former attachments, like our family, friends who have passed on, by living the way that we should, by being good people, and I'm trying to live up to our best ideals, right, through them. If they were to look down on us, would they say that they're proud of us? That's how we can honor them. But the thing I'm trying to say are things more trivial, like our phone, technology, or maybe even a group, a group of friends that you kind of like, you're kind of cool with, but you're trying so hard to seek all of their approval, or maybe not. Maybe they're not even your friends. Maybe they're just other people. You don't even really care about. Maybe it's people on social media. You're just so concerned about the likes, but they don't even know you. They've never even met you, and you're so concerned about it. What I'm trying to say is once we detach ourselves from attachments, right, that in this case are unnecessary attachments, toxic attachments, we realize that life will go on no matter what. Life will always go on no matter what, no matter how painful the initial break is, the initial detachment is, life will always go on. Trust me. Now, thankfully, I haven't had any major deaths in my family. I had a friend who took his life 5 years ago. I went to high school with him. It was very painful. And I try to honor him. I try to honor him through the way that I live my life. I'm not going to mention his name, but as hard as it sounds, life still had to go on. The show had to go on, and it was very unfortunate that he passed away. But life had to go on, and it was the same with my grandmother who passed away. Life had to continue. As heartbreaking as it was for me and my entire father's side of the family, even my mother, life still had to go on. So this video might sound a little harsh, might sound a little like wacky, like, wait, what? Life goes on even after it has to. So don't forget about your important attachments, right, in life, your family, friends. When they become detached, life still has to go on. And the same with the unimportant attachments, the toxic attachments that you have. When you get detached from them, life still has to go on no matter what. You still have to keep doing what you're doing. Keep with the routine, keep with the program, keep with the discipline. That's all I got to say, you guys. When the detachment happens, always know that life will go on. Life is always going to go on, and you're going to be okay. Trust me. This is Julian Galvis. I'm out. If you guys are new to the channel, thank you very much for tuning in. This is a Saturday coffee break. This is kind of the philosophy, lifestyle, life kind of side of my channel, outside of the calisthenics, the high volume calisthenics workouts and tutorials. I like doing this every Saturday because it gives me time to reflect on not only myself, but things that I've been experiencing for that whole week, or whatever's been going on. And I try to share my knowledge, share what I know to you, to all of you. Even though I'm young, I'm 26 years old, I still want to share my knowledge to you. And I don't think it's too early or anything. I decide when I'm going to lift off, and I'm doing that now. All right, you guys. I will see you next Saturday. Julian out.